Happy hump day. I'm the prop queen, Ariel Epstein. We're going for the next hour. We've got NBA to get to. We've got NFL, even a little bit of college basketball trends that you guys all need to know. Hakeem Prophet joining us in 8 minutes, live from Las Vegas. We might get a little college basketball action from Hakeem. We're going to get mostly NBA action from Hakeem today. Mark Zinno has a bone to pick. He actually has some beef with a certain fan base. He wanted to come on the show because he wanted to call out that fan base. He'll be on at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll also take an early look at NFL divisional round. Today, I had the NFL cheat sheet go out to all Prop Queen newsletter subscribers. Even if you're a free subscriber, you get access to the Prop Queen cheat sheet. Make sure to go to thepropqueen.com, click newsletter. You could subscribe today to get the cheat sheet. I will send that and hopefully the NFL prop divisional round guide tomorrow to subscribers. And if anyone wants to join thepropqueen.com, you can. I'm going to hopefully have all of that, everything NFL divisional round ready to go tomorrow. I've been working hard on making sure we have everything going for the playoffs. Tomorrow, I'll hopefully have a hockey guest. It was a shorter slate today. Sean Michael, you want me to ask about the Knicks? Sure, I'll ask about the Knicks and the Pistons today if you remind me in a half hour, Sean. Abso-freaking-lutely. The Knicks enemy, Trae Young, might actually play this year. And that wasn't the biggest news of the day. The biggest news of the day obviously comes so far in some Major League Baseball. Hold on, I have to send Hakeem the link. Let me just get him the link. There. And where's Mark? I just want to make sure they have their links. Okay. The big news of today in sports, Red Sox finally did something. Congratulations to the Boston Red Sox. You guys landed a pitcher. Something that the New York Mets would never do. Talking baseball, yay. Red Sox, talking baseball. Red Sox showed up. The Red Sox, $130 million for Ranger Suarez. Obviously, my Yankees are nowhere to be found, but we could get to that in a second. I'm proud of the Red Sox, and look at this rotation. You've got experienced amongst Brian Bayo, who's now a few years into the league and has some experience, but that's a really strong starting rotation. I hope no one gets hurt. I mean, as a Yankees fan, you obviously love to see someone go down. But, seriously, Garrett Crochet, Sonny Gray, Ranger Suarez, Brian Bayo, that's going to be really tough as a Yankees fan. When I asked mid-major Matt, who's a big Phillies fan, I said, are you upset to be losing Ranger Suarez? He said, I'm just glad that we didn't lose him to the Mets. But he's glad that his Phillies didn't sign Ranger Suarez for this much money. The problem is, you're right, Earl Burton. They need one more bat, and that's exactly what Jeff Passan said. I heard that the Mets, the Red Sox, they're pretty in on the Kyle Tucker situation. Bregman left Boston to go to the Cubs. I know. Honestly, Chicago's probably a better fit for Bregman anyway. The Red Sox definitely need another bat. They'll get one. Even if it's not now, maybe they get one at the trade deadline. But at least they showed up. Red Sox fans were so mad. You guys have a stellar rotation. I take pitching over anything. The pitching of the Houston Astros flashback to 3-4 years ago when the Astros won the World Series. That rotation, including the bullpen, was one of the best in Major League Baseball history. They had a sub-2 ERA as a team. That team won a World Series, and they ended up closing games 2-0, 3-0, 3-1, because their pitching was that freaking good. Yes, this is live, Kyle McDermott. Yes, this is live. If she closes her mouth, she's a 9. Thanks, actually. That's kind of nice. Most people don't like to hear girls talk anyway, but it's fine. You don't have to hear me talk. Just hear what I say. I have some good info. It's coming up at the end of the show on the Prop Queen Edges, though. I'm really happy for the Red Sox. As a complete non-biased person, which so many of you have said I'm very biased, I am. As a biased person, I don't know where the hell the Yankees are. The freaking New York Yankees have done nothing. They're waiting for Cody Bellinger. They're waiting. Are you serious? Cody Bellinger and Kyle Tucker are holding up the entire offseason. All of free agency is being held up by those two. If the Yankees do not get Cody Bellinger back, this offseason's a massive fail. Don't get me wrong, the Yankees and Red Sox, both those rotations, once the Yankees get their ace Garrett Cole back, it's going to be really fun to watch the starting rotation. The only thing the Red Sox really have that's better than the Yankees, the bullpen. The Red Sox were a top 10 bullpen last year. The Yankees bullpen sucked. So no thank you. The Yankees, bad. Red Sox, congratulations. Your pitching has been phenomenal. And it's going to get better. The Mets maybe should take a little bit out of the Red Sox playbook because the Mets are willing to offer Kyle Tucker a freak ton of money. It's continuing to, why are the Mets using the same system that has not worked? Last year, this team missed the playoffs because they had no pitching. The Mets continue to go to bolster their lineup. It's very rare that you get a team that's really good offensively and really bad defensively that wins a championship. Very rare. Look in the NBA. Sacramento Kings a few years ago was one of the best offenses in the NBA. No defense, lost. I don't know hockey very well. NFL, you could be one of the highest scoring teams in the NFL. You have no defense, you're probably going to lose at the end of the fourth quarter. Look at the Ravens. So you need to have good defense. And the New York Mets, they're not going to sign Tucker and Bellinger, Craig Abel. They're not going to sign both. They might sign one, but it's not fixing their issues. The Red Sox got deeper. And yes, they have one more hole to fill. But usually yes, Detroit Lions are a good example. Detroit Lions, but their defense, they had a good pass rush. Just their secondary was always the problem. But yes, the Lions too. The Lions, great offense, high scoring, and then defensively their secondary always lets them down. Sorry, Shawn Michael. He's probably going to fight us on that. Yes. My cousin just texted me asking me about the Amex Lounge. So while Ski Profit joins the show, I'll answer her question. I don't know why she's asking about where the best Amex Lounge is in New York airports, but now I'm going to have to think about what my answer is. Ski Profit joining the show. And before I get to anything else, I know we have bets to get to, but Mr. Trae Young was the big story in the NBA for the last week as he ends up deciding, we talk no defense just now. The Washington Wizards, no defense. They still have no defense by adding Trae Young. We got this report today from Shams saying Trae Young recovering from the MCL. The Wizards are taking precaution, but there might be a chance he's reevaluated after the All-Star break. Maybe there's a chance he plays. What do you think?
Nah, my initial thought when the trade happened was that he was not going to play this season. I mean, you can lock up a top pick. As long as you just continue doing what you're doing, tanking for the rest of the season, it's no reason. They're not going to make the playoffs. They're not going to make any noise this season. There's no reason to bring him back and risk any of that. But yeah, I like the idea of him on the Wizards. I think they have a couple of young, good players like Keyshawn George, Sarr, and they have some picks. So they'll be able to use those picks along with a lot of the cap space and money that they have to get some help for Trae Young over there. As long as he's been in Atlanta, we've never heard of Trae Young with another star. So I'm excited if they can make that happen.
Yeah, maybe just a few defensive pieces is going to help this team be a little more competitive. Let's talk about competition for tonight, Hakeem. Pacers plus 2.5 tonight for you. They're at home against the Toronto Raptors, total 222.5. I hate both these teams, just full disclosure. The Raptors always we're unsure who's playing, and it's always somebody, a star who's out. There are players out tonight, RJ Barrett and Jakob Poeltl. Indiana Pacers, no Benedict Mathurin. How come you're not afraid of taking points with the Pacers?
Well, you already kind of named the beginning of it. I mean, you can look up the numbers, but no RJ Barrett. First of all, the offense falls off a cliff. No Jakob Poeltl, that hurts the defense. And then you just have a Pacers team that's playing really good basketball all of a sudden. After that big, 13, 14 game losing streak, whatever it was, they've now won 3 in a row. They're actually playing good defense. So they're at home. They're the better defense versus a team who's been untrustworthy without those guys that I named. And not only those guys that are out, they have a few more. They could be without Mamu, who's another big that could be out. So that's why I like the Pacers. And also, no Jakob, no Mamu. Those minutes have to go somewhere. Murray Boyles over 18 and a half points and rebounds. He's been playing well. His minutes have gone up. Like the last 5 games, he's playing a little bit over 31 minutes per game. You're playing against a Pacers team who is not a good rebounding team, not very good protecting the paint. It's just a really good matchup for him tonight, and he'll have the minutes. So Murray Boyles over 18 and a half points, rebounds, and Pacers plus 2.5. I see actually it's +1 now, but it's okay. I think they win the game.
Yeah, I mean, I had a few props that stood out to me. Most the interesting one was Pascal Siakam and how he changes. It used to be that early in the season, Pascal Siakam he would switch over without Mathurin. He would take on more of the offensive role, than with Mathurin, more of the defensive role. That stopped, but now he's actually more of a distributor when Mathurin's out.
Well, it's because they need it, probably. They need some playmaking.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Jesus. The chat is just on steroids today. I don't know what the hell is going on here.
It must be Twitter chat. It wasn't YouTube chat.
No, it's the it's the YouTube chat. The YouTube chat is saying weird things. Someone actually gave me a nice compliment that didn't think it was a compliment. He said I'm a 9 with my mouth closed. And honestly, that's really nice.
I'm thinking about, because I mean, he doesn't want to hear you talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, don't get dirtier than that, Hakeem. You can't get dirtier than that. Then maybe he might change his
family
mind.
show.
Yeah, okay, we're going to just pivot back to the show. The Cavaliers, they're catching 1 in this spot. And wait, that's on the road at Philly. Weird game. I see it looks like Maxi's going to play. It looks like Embiid's going to play. So that obviously plays a factor. But yet you still believe in the Cavs on the road in Philly. Why?
A lot of different reasons for this. I mean, yes, if you look at the Sixers, I mean, I made some money with them recently. They have been playing well. But I'll start with, let's look at who they've been playing. They played the Raptors back-to-back. We just got done talking about their injury report. A banged-up Magic team, a Wizards team who's not trying to win. We kind of just talked about that. Nuggets team who's been missing majority of their starting lineup, et cetera, et cetera. They haven't been playing anybody. Then you look at, this is their 4th game in 6 nights. One of those was an overtime game. So a lot of reasons not to like Philly tonight. You look at the Cavaliers. Some people were telling me all day that they're not good on the road. One situation they have been good in is when they're on the road after being embarrassed, like after losing as a favorite, and that's what happened when they just lost to Utah. They won 5 of those 6 games. So I think those things, along with the health for Cleveland, like all year long, they've been one guy in, one guy out. Finally healthy. This is a big matchup, record-wise, they're very close, same conference. Cavs need to send a message, and I think they do it tonight. One more thing to like, actually, the Sixers, they have been a little bit better lately, but on the season, they've been the worst fast break defense. Cavs like to play with pace. Cavs score fast break points, so I like that as well.
Okay. I'm looking at the Cavs right now, plus 550 to win the East. So it's not 10-1, which stings, but they're the 4th on FanDuel right now, 4th shortest odds behind the Knicks, Pistons, Celtics. Then it's the Cavs. Do you think plus 550 based on where they started this year is value? Because like you said, finally getting healthy, they might be able to win the East if they are at full strength, or you're not a believer?
Negative. I just think
I know you hate the Cavs. You even hated the Cavs last year. You hate them.
They're untrustworthy. When they show me that, they're soft, they just get punked by different teams that they're better than. They show me no reason to trust them. So in the playoffs, absolutely not. We find other teams to bet.
The favorite, the Knicks. Sean Michael in the chat.
What's
absolutely.
The price?
What?
The Knicks price.
On FanDuel, it's plus 270.
Okay.
To win the East. But Sean Michael hates the Knicks. He continues to roast the Knicks. He just said in the chat, Kings plus 11. You think that's the case to take points with the Kings at home?
Well,
both these late games are they're double digits, which is so freaking annoying. I didn't even handicap them.
Right. They are pretty annoying. I'll tell you how I feel. The Kings lately, is to be determined. Have they? I mean, they were absolutely pathetic for a long stretch of the season. Now they've won back-to-back games. Are they turning the corner? Are they not going to be pathetic anymore, or was it just like a one or two off? For this next team, they've been elite whenever Josh Hart has been on the court. They've been all right whenever he's not playing. He played last game. They won and covered on the road. Everybody says they're not good on the road. The problem is the number. 11 is a lot of points. But when I look at the Knicks, I mean, every time they get this many or they're given this many points, they've covered all 5 games this season. One of them was on the road. Another problem, the Knicks are on the front of a back-to-back. I would like to think that they care more about the Warriors tomorrow than the Kings tonight. So even if they're beating the Kings, they might take their foot off the gas, save some of their players' minutes for the game tomorrow. That makes me too hesitant to lay the big number with the Knicks, although I kind of want to.
I stayed away from any props in that game for that exact reason. It's front leg of back-to-back, and also potential blowout factor if that's the case. So no thank you for betting that game. There's a first half under trend. So Kelly in Vegas reached out to me yesterday. She said, Ariel, have you bet any of these NBA first half unders? I said, what? No, I don't bet totals. I don't bet sides. I literally just bet NBA player props. What have you seen about the first halves in the NBA?
Man, there's honestly one trend that I have that's gone longer than this season. It was a division trend. I'm trying to remember it now, but it just pops up every so often. But it has been profitable this year. But one team that has been killing it, at least their last 20 games, and I'm just pulling it up to verify, it's the Chicago Bulls. And it's surprising because I don't think of them as a really good defensive team. So last 20 games, they're the 22nd defensive rated team. They're playing at their pace number is 11th, but they're 16-4 to the first half under, and their opponent's team total in the first half 10-0 to the under last 10, 15-5 to the under last 20. Like, how is their defense that bad? And they're playing fast and they're still holding their opponents under. It must just mean that the odds makers are pricing their games too high. They're just what do you make of that? Because the defense is not lining up with them holding their opponent under. I know you can analyze some numbers now.
I would have to see them, but yeah, a lot of the times I would say maybe it's just the book's not adjusting fast enough.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, usually in those situations, I don't bet them. I know it could be like now at this point, if you're not on the trend, you get away from you can't jump on anymore, I'd assume. But like if you're on it from the beginning somehow, some way, you ride it out till the end. But for me, when I do props, I see you're a bad defense, but for some reason, no one's going over their points props, and you have bad numbers against bad defenses anyway. I'm like, nope, they neutralize each other. I'm done. Like, if you neutralize, I'm out. The numbers have to number together. It's a cohesive unit.
I agree. I haven't bet Chicago under today, or I'm sorry, Utah team total under, but I could understand they're missing marketing. He's a big piece for scoring for them. But do you really want to trust Chicago's defense on a back-to-back tonight? Who knows if you get the best effort? I don't think you get the best effort, as a matter of fact. But to what we were saying earlier about, maybe they just weren't adjusting the numbers. This total opened 246.5. It's all the way down as low as 240.5. So maybe they're starting to get to where they need to be.
Oh boy, Shawn Michaels poking the bear. What's Ski's thoughts on LeBron and the Rich Paul drama?
Well, you guys know I don't even like LeBron. I don't really like Rich Paul. I think that it's an unnecessary distraction. I'm tired of both of them. Like, why is Rich Paul going around talking bad about LeBron's teammates? Like, or trying to ship his teammates off during the season? It just doesn't seem right. It doesn't feel right. Austin Reeves' agent actually went and pressed Rich Paul during their last game about this, and they asked LeBron about it too, and he says he talks to AR every day. But I don't like it. It's the same drama stuff that LeBron and them do every year, and it's a reason why I don't like him.
It's always drama with LeBron. And listen, I'll just keep my thoughts the way I'm seeing it.
Just FYI, there's one college game that I do want to I'll
What?
talk about it. I haven't talked about it all day.
I know, and
Uh,
you told. Well, I wasn't gonna try to ask you college because you told me you wait till 2 p.m. Pacific to do it.
and
But
this
if
is 2
you've got
p.m.
college, we'll take it.
I don't have a lot, but it's just one game that I'm pretty confident that I'm gonna get to the window with. I'm gonna obviously get off of here, take another look at it, but I've been looking at it pretty much. Just the one game I kind of been glancing at all day, and I'm just trying to find the odd screen. It's North Carolina and Stanford. If I can find the
Ooh,
odds, you know how many college games they have.
that sounds like a good one. I know that was. I asked Zinno. I was like, "Do you have anything good for college hoops tonight?" And he said,
There we go.
"There's a lot of top-ranked teams playing tonight."
Yeah, so North Carolina is ranked 14th. They opened 3. I see 3.5 or 4. North Carolina, they're a really good defensive team. They hold teams like they don't let teams score inside the 3-point line. Like their defense is amazing. For some reason, though, they just been running into teams who are lighting it up. Like the team they played last game shot 40% from 3. The team they played the game before, I forget who it was now, off the top of my head, but I remember they shot 50% from 3, and that's why they were having trouble with those teams. I look at the team that they're going to face tonight. They're really dependent on one player, a Corey, and he's not really a good 3-point shooter. He shoots like 31% from 3, and I just told you they don't allow points inside the 3-point line. So if he's not able to get going, I mean, they only have 2 other double-digit scorers, and one of them can shoot. So I just think the points are going to be tough to come by from Stanford tonight. I think North Carolina suffocates them defensively. I really want to get there with North Carolina. I'm just gonna, do my due diligence. I've been talking about NBA all day. I'm gonna look at a couple more things and probably push the button before 6 p.m.
What have you noticed so far in college basketball? Any good trends?
Well, you know my favorite already, don't you?
It's still alive
It's not as elite as it's been in previous
for
years, but
the
it's still
first half
winning right
unders
now.
for Houston.
Well, actually, if you bet the first half under this year, you're probably doing better than betting first half Houston. But yeah, I've
Oh,
been betting first half Houston, and
I
it's
can't
just
believe
pretty
it's
much
still alive and well.
it's gonna be good. I mean, the bet is pretty much predicated on the way the coach gets his players and his team ready. Like you can pretty much plug and play as long as you have a couple or a shooter or two, like be able to score some points. They're gonna play hard defensively. Right now, I think they're number 1 in opponent points per game.
Mm.
Like I just played them yesterday, right? They're playing West Virginia. It was 5 points for West Virginia at some point in the first half, and they had 5 turnovers. Like they just suffocate you defensively, and teams are not really used to the style of defense that they play. They trap heavy, and when you see that for the first 10 minutes, it just rattles you. So it takes teams time to adjust, and that it is going to continue to happen until you know it, they can't
Like
really
it's
increase the
gonna take a
number.
lot for you to come off this trend. It's been what, 3 years now?
But this is the reason why. And I'm probably sharing too much, but it's okay. The reason why is because Houston usually is not the greatest free throw shooting team for one, and they don't usually always cover the full game number. So it's not like they can just jack up the first half in the full game. You know what I'm saying? Like they have a 30-point spread. They can't put the first half 22. You know what I'm saying? So you
Yeah.
still get a good number on the first half because they're not covering the full game. It's like I said, the first 10 minutes that teams are seeing that Houston defense, if I could bet the first 10 minutes, I would bet that over the first half. But I take what they give me.
Anything in college basketball when it comes to March Madness, an early look, something that like a future that we could place, anything like a team that you would say maybe is being mispriced so far by the book?
No, I don't really bet like that for college basketball, unfortunately. I would just be telling you anything. I would personally just bet on my team, which is the team I just told you.
We love Houston. We have a question from the chat about the NBA. Adam asked, I have a 25% profit boost. I could use it for Cavs Sixers, minimum 200, minus 200. Do you have a suggestion?
Only for Cavs Sixers. Well, I would just shout
I'm
out a
trying to
few
choose
things for
between
you.
Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid prop wise.
Well, Maxi's been really good lately. It's very hard to talk you off of anything Maxi. I mean, until he slows down. I don't know that I would look at Embiid. I feel like off the top of my head, Embiid might struggle versus Jared Allen. Or is it that Jared Allen kills Embiid? Something like that is kind of in my memory.
Hmm.
Sam Merrill, he's been scoring a lot. I might look towards him on his points prop. Um, yeah,
I'm
that'd
looking
probably be
at the
Sam Merrill
head-to-head
points.
right now on Embiid. It's only
For,
showing me one game
for
against
that
Cleveland.
for that question, I did bet the Cavaliers though. Just FYI, I'm just trying to toss you, so you can choose what you want to go with.
Right, exactly. Jose Perez says you have to come on more, my brother. Give it up to the queen. You're awesome. We know that Ski is awesome. You have your show, which by the way, do you know that your show was streaming on Kelly and Murray's Twitter yesterday?
I had no clue.
I
I had
texted
absolutely
Kelly
no clue.
yesterday and I go, why is Ski's show running? What's your show called again?
It depends which. Oh, profit picks.
Yeah, Profit Picks. Profit Picks was running on the Kelly and Murray X page.
Oh, I had no clue, and that was a bad day to do it because I think that was an NBA show. I didn't have a good NBA day. I had an amazing college basketball day.
It's always how it happens. You can't have both. In the
Right?
NFL, I either have a really good sides day or a really good props day. It's very rare
Didn't
I'll
you
get
just
both.
crush it too? I swear I
Yeah,
saw some.
this weekend in the NFL. But my sides in Pick'em, which I you would have laughed. I am in a Pick'em pool that I was number one in the pool for. It's like you have to pick 4 spreads a week. Number one at the end of the regular season. I texted the
Wow.
guy running it and I said, "So I won." He goes, "You don't remember? We do playoffs through the Super Bowl." And then I went like, I'm pretty sure 0-4 in freaking picks. Like I totally mushed myself. But I went 7-1 in props. And I think like 1-3 or 0-4 in picks against the spread. The
So
freaking Packers.
next regular season, are you going to be like the sides queen now, or what?
I don't know. We're gonna let God tell me and fate tell me. I've lost my pen. I was gonna write. I actually have to do this because now it's the start of a new week. Kelly and I do our Survivor contest, to which I'm still live. I had 10 entries. I'm down to 4, so at least I survived a little bit. I've been asking all of my guests for Survivor now that we're in the divisional round. Who would your NFL Survivor pick of the divisional round be?
What, just to win this week?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess when you play these kind of contests, you should. Well, I'll pick who I think will
Well, yeah, because
will win.
obviously whoever we
I would
pick.
go with the Bills because I think a lot of people are going to take Denver, and I think that Josh
Really?
Allen is greater than Bo Nix
Okay, so Bills. Do you think
because
the
that's how
Bills
you
will
play
win the
Survivor,
Super
right?
Bowl or no?
Um, I don't think they will.
Who's your
I think they
Super Bowl
can make
frontrunner
it.
right now?
Let's see: Rams, Bears, Houston, New England. Football's been on the back burner for me lately. Honestly, I'm gonna
Honestly,
go
though,
with.
like I get it because whenever any playoffs start, I hate them. I'd rather go to a season with a full slate, so I get it. But
I'm
who's
gonna
your
be honest
frontrunner?
with you. I don't even have one, and this year is different. It's like last year NBA. It's like the usual people are not there for me, so I don't like. What do I do?
No, I get it. You're wearing Rams blue and you're a Lakers fan, so we're just gonna pin you a Rams fan.
You know what I'm worried about for them? I'll tell you. Stafford, he doesn't usually play outside. I feel like in the playoffs or like when he was in Detroit, it was a dome, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like it's gonna be cold, and the Bears got a really good run game. I'm scared for Stafford.
Yeah, and he's an old man. You don't want that back to tense up. But
Mm-mm.
Ski's a young man, so he doesn't know yet what that feeling is like.
I don't know. I got a nice long gray hair right here.
Oh no! It's the NBA and the Lakers. They're aging
Yes,
you. Hakeem,
yes.
Ski Profit, thanks as always for joining the show. Where can people find your shows? I know that you have your live stream and podcast and YouTube as well.
Yeah, well, the show that was on Kelly and John's Twitter, it's on the Wager Talk YouTube. It's called Profits Picks. It's at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Friday. And that's probably the best place to catch it. Anything else you want to, see that I do, just follow me on Twitter at Ski Profit. Thanks for having me, Ariel. Good luck today,
I
and
missed
always great to
you.
talk to
Thanks,
you.
Hakeem. I'll talk to you soon.
Later.
He's the best. Our next guest does have a bone to pick with an NFL fan base. I was trying to find the video. I found it on my Instagram. I can't find it in my files. I wanted to be able to download it, and I might try it from my phone to download it while he comes on, just so I could show you guys exactly what was said, because that's only fair. Then we're going to allow for our next guest to talk about that fan base. He needs to get his what's the word? Retribution. Is that the right word? While I look for this, 104,000 views we got on this video. 104,000. I thought we're allowed to download off of Instagram. I guess we're not. So now I'm just going to have to figure this out. Anyway, Mark Zinno back on the show, ready to take down some Bears fans. He's also got a new article up on ESPN.com talking college hoops. How was your weekend, Mark?
Well, Saturday didn't go well, particularly in the second half, obviously. By the way, I don't know if I'm allowed to be on the show on back-to-back weeks. I don't know if your audience can handle it. But I appreciate
Sean's definitely going to be pissed.
Sean is going to be pissed at you. He's not going to be happy. He's probably already tuned out and coming back in 10 minutes, so I'll be brief. Yeah, I mean, look, here's the thing, okay? There's two things. Number one, yes, I was very disparaging of the Chicago Bears as a football team. They're fraudulent. I went back and looked at how many games they lost the turnover battle in and still won, which is not a formula that you're supposed to win in. Talked about the wins that they got over the Raiders, the Commanders, the Giants, and the Bengals, and how many sort of things the ball had bounced their way. And once again against the Packers, they lost the turnover battle and somehow managed to win the game. Like, objectively, if you're a Bears fan, if you can't understand how lucky you were to win that game, I don't know what to tell you. Like, Matt LaFleur, that was an abject disaster of a coaching job across the board. So, like, and I'm not a fire the coach guy, you know that, but I was like, after that, this dude should be worried. That was horrific. So that's number one. Number two, I don't mind people coming at me. Like, I can totally take it. What I'm not here for is like the people who are going through every single photo on my Instagram, leaving a Bear comment, like ones with me and my kids and my family. Like, it's like, I just, it's annoying because my mother will go on there and she'll pick up the phone and call me and be like, Mark, why are all these Bears comments on the photo, you and the kids? Mom, don't worry about it. No, I don't get it. It has nothing to do with the Bears. You're not in Chicago.
I mean, they were saying some worse stuff. That's actually, the Bear paw's not that bad.
Yeah, there was a lot of, somebody, I think, I'm not sure. It was SYBAU, which I thought meant shut your black ass up, but somebody told me it's BITCH, not black. It's bit. I don't know which one it was.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Considering
you're white.
Yeah, considering, yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. Should we show the video? I found it.
I don't care, yeah.
Okay, we're going to show the video of what Mark said.
My best bets of the weekend. Can we be done with this Fugazi Bears team, please? They're the most fraudulent team in the playoffs, probably in the last 25 years of my life. Like, honestly, I'm so tired. I'm so excited to watch the Packers dispose of this fraudulentness. The Bears are in the playoffs because the Raiders, the Commanders, the Giants, and the Bengals gifted them wins. The four worst teams in the league said, here you go, we suck, have a win. And oh, by the way, that plus 22 turnover differential that they had in the regular season will not repeat itself in the postseason because guess what? All these teams are good. They're at least better than the Commanders, Raiders, Giants, and Bengals. So that turnover luck that you had for 17 games, that doesn't happen in the postseason. Might happen once, it ain't happening more than once. So even if the Bears get past this, guess what? I'm doubling down and hammering whoever's playing the Bears next week.
See? Okay, so now here's the next question.
I was very, in your face about it. I don't mind. It's just
I think a lot of us felt that way.
Yeah, well, and again, I was right about the turnover battle because they turned it over twice. The Packers didn't turn it over at all. And so,
listen, the Packers had that game won. Of course. They blew it at the end of the game, of course. Now, like you said at the end of the video, we have the Bears hosting the Rams, the last game of divisional round weekend. The Rams are road favorites, laying 3.5, despite not even looking like they should have been a 10.5 point favorite against the Panthers.
You want to?
Are you going to lay it with the Rams?
You want another kick in the nuts because of Sean McVay who pissed me off also for not kicking that field goal at the end of the first half to make it 20-7. Because who relayed 5.5 with the Rams in the first half? Me. So 20-14 would have got me home with a win, except the jackass decides to go for it instead of taking the easy. I truly believe if he kicks that field goal, makes it 20-7, they go into half 20-7, and the game turns out totally differently. It was that one decision that changed the entire course of that game. Am I laying with the Rams? I would consider first half -2.5. Look, the Bears have been a second half team all year, right? And yes, Ski Profit. What up, Ski? Good to hear you, buddy. He's right. The Rams in cold weather is a little bit disconcerting. Like Matt Stafford's numbers, like every dome quarterback, they struggle when they go outdoors. It's going to be in the freaking teens, Ariel. It's going to be cold.
Yeah.
So I have a hard time trusting them. And if the Bears ain't covering early, my guess is they ain't covering late. Like, can I tell you the best thing I would do this weekend? And I always joke around and say this, that Stanford Wong can kiss my ass. Because I would tease Seattle down to -1 and I'd tease the Bears up to 9. Don't care.
Tease the Bears. I could see that.
Give me 3.5 and 6.5 and give me, or 3.5 and 6, whatever it is, 2.5, get 9.5, whatever the number is. Even if you get me to 10, I don't care. Because
that's what I was saying to people about. I can't jump in front of the Niners train. I feel like the 7 is for a divisional rival.
It's a lot.
Like in a playoff game that has time and time again continued to prove us wrong. I can't jump in front of the Niners.
No, and I don't want to, but I think Seattle might end up winning the game. And if I only have to lay 1, which games?
That's what I'm saying. It's like your only option when betting aside in that game, it feels.
So the Bears tend not to win by margin. And when they lose, they usually only lose, like all their losses are by a touchdown, right? They're competitive enough in the second half where they get back into these things. So, yeah, I mean, that would be my best bet, honestly. I'd love to say that I wholeheartily agree on the Rams, but the number bothers me. Remember, you're betting numbers, not teams. As adamant as I was about hammering whoever's playing the Bears next week, the emotion in me obviously got the better of me at that point in time, and you have to realize, I had no idea where they were playing and didn't think they would be here anyway. So, okay. And again, fans, I fully deserve it. I'm not mad that you're coming at me. It's weird that you want to do it on every single picture on my Instagram. That to me is weird, especially.
Well, I always find it strange when anybody goes into my Instagram from a year, 2 years ago and comments something on it. I'm like, what? You really had all this time to go that far in? Like, what about the Bills and Josh Allen? I know you said, or I think Hakeem said that everyone he thinks is going to be on Denver. Was that you or Hakeem? Now I'm already blanking.
By the way, this is what I'm talking about. Look, one dude. Hold on, let's see if I can get that. One dude commenting on every picture. Like that is what I was feeling.
Too much time on his hands.
For days on end.
Time on his hands.
One dude, every picture. I'm like, get a life. Anyway.
Another road favorite is the Bills and Josh Allen. No surprise, Josh Allen was seen at practice today. I wasn't worried about it. Laying points on the road, like Josh Allen, you buying in?
I mean, yes. The short answer is yes.
That's your guy.
It is my guy. Short answer is yes. Here's the thing, Ariel. Go some key things about some of the losses, right? They were sacked 8 times against the Texans, lost 23-19. They were sacked 5 times against the Eagles, lost 13-12. They were sacked 4 times to the Falcons, lost 24-14. The Denver Broncos have the most sacks of any team in the league. It really boils down to, can they get Josh Allen on the ground? If they can and put them in 3rd and long, then it's going to be very difficult. Buffalo doesn't have a whole lot of playmakers on the offensive side going up against a very good pass defense. So if Josh Allen can escape the rush, create extra time, make plays with his legs, Buffalo's going to be fine. And Buffalo's defense is going to have to make one stop. The reality is this, Ariel, if I told you Josh Allen's going to have the ball with 3 minutes, 3.5 or less left to go down the field, give me a game-tying or game-winning score, are you betting that he's not going to do it? The short answer is no. Most people think he is going to do it. And I would tell you this, if you stop him, you deserve to win the game, 100%. And the reality is after that, Buffalo, or before that, after Buffalo is going to have to make one stop on defense. If they can make one stop on defense when it matters, Buffalo won't lose. Allen is good enough. I'm not a huge believer in Bo Nix. Sean Payton, for as much as I think he's still the best coach in the league and the best schemer in the league, it's really hard to scheme for Josh Allen because he does so many things you can't prepare for. So Buffalo here for me. Yeah, I would say this, though. Again, Denver's another good team. I'm surprised odds makers left a lot of teasers open this weekend. Maybe it's playoff football. They assume it won't happen as much, but Denver won't lose by margin, and Buffalo won't win this thing.
Well, actually, it just flipped. I just saw it flip. Bills are now plus 1.5, so Denver is now minus 1.5. So if you were lucky enough, you could have had a good middle in there. Maybe
I know.
It flips back by the weekend.
Denver never beats anybody by margin that's good, ever.
No, they don't.
No. So if I get the Bills at plus 1.5, give me that to 7.5, giddy up.
So you can have the Bills up to 7.5 and your Seahawks down to 1. That could be your 2-leg teaser.
Believe it or not,
you do a Saturday teaser.
I actually think the Bears would be a better leg, to be honest with you. How many more times can I step in front of the look and get smacked in the face with it, right? Like maybe I should just get on board and I'll watch the Bears lose.
The Bears are going to get murdered if you tease them.
As soon as I bet on the Bears, that's what I'm doing this weekend. I am betting on the Bears. Bears outright.
The Bears, let them lose by 10 or more. Then you come at the Bears fan base saying you still suck.
Yep. There you go. That's it. That's what I'm doing.
That
Teasing
sounds a fantastic way to hide your happiness.
I hope so. I hope this video gets 150,000 views. Teasing the Bears. Just to mush you guys.
And then you should go back to all the comments and heart them all after the Bears get murdered by 10 plus after you decide to tease
You know what the problem is, Ariel? I don't have that kind of time.
Get a bot to do it. There's one more game we didn't discuss. Texans, Patriots. The Texans D, real legit. This game's going to be one in the trenches. Patriots, they dominated at the line of scrimmage last week. The Texans did exactly the same thing. How is this game going to go?
Very simple. It's a race to 20. First team to 20 wins. End the conversation right there. Go look at every Texans game of note that they played against a real team. Like, don't count the blowout of the Ravens when it was Cooper Rush starting. That doesn't count. Right? Don't count the Arizona Cardinals. That doesn't count. Go look at all the games that they had to play this year. It literally is a race to 20. If the Texans get to 21st, you're not catching up. The defense is too good. However, this offense is bad enough where if you get to 21st, they can't catch up. I've said all along, I thought the Texans could win one playoff game. I don't think they could win two. But again, just run.
They look messy, and who knows what's going to happen with Nico Collins. It did not look good for the Texans wide receiver.
20-16 over the Chargers, 23-21 over the Raiders, 20-10 over the Chiefs, 20-16 over the Bills, 23-16 over the Colts, 23-19 over the Bills, 16-13 over the Titans. Hey, guess what happens? Lose 18-15 to the Broncos, lose 27-19 to the Seahawks, lose 17-10 to the Jags, lose 20-19 to the Bucks, and lose 14-9 to the Rams. It's a race to 20. Whichever team you think is going to get to 21st, bet that one. And I believe the Patriots will do that. I would tell you that, when it comes to the Pats in this spot, missing the 2.5 is really, but also take the under. I mean, you're above the key total of 41. First half under at 20.5. If they get to, I could see a touchdown and a field goal each. 3 touchdowns are scored in the first half. It's just against these defenses. No, I don't see it. Neither team's going to be able to run the ball at all. So, if you're the Patriots, you make C.J. Stroud beat you through the air, especially with no Nico Collins. I don't think they can do it. But yeah, I think that really it's a spot where it's a race to 20. By the way, I know did we spend a lot of time on the Niners thing because I wanted to give out the prop I texted you.
Oh, right. You did text me that prop yesterday. Tell us the prop on the Niners Seahawks game.
Kyle Juszczyk over longest reception at 9.5 yards and Kyle Juszczyk over 15.5 yards total.
Why?
Because, first of all, Kyle Shanahan loves using the fullbacks in the passing game in big games when he needs it. Okay, he's done it all the time, and I've watched him. Remember the Super Bowl when it was the first play from scrimmage he had? Juszczyk 35 yards downfield, cashed both of those bets in one shot. But he had all 4 receptions in the game after Kittle went down. One for 27, another for 11. The way that Kyle Shanahan is going to supplement not having George Kittle is to get his forgotten man, his fullback, out in space because everyone's going to forget about him. And
I love Kyle Juszczyk.
Look, you know him from his Ravens days, right?
Mm-hmm.
He is a great pass catching back, and he will absolutely get targets in the absence of George Kittle. I would get these numbers now. My guess is they go up, prior to kickoff on Saturday. I already locked him in. So I wasn't waiting. I'm confident enough in Kyle Shanahan. I've seen him do this over the years.
And the Seahawks struggle against, in the last few years, they've struggled against pass catching backs.
Yep.
Nonetheless, a fullback that could truck anyone. So
I remember him doing this in Atlanta when he had Patrick DeMarco as a fullback. Like, it's one of the Kyle Shanahan twists, nuances that he puts in that nobody ever. That's the only reason they still have a fullback.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of only 2 teams in the league with a fullback: the Ravens and the Niners. That's it. So
I love it. I love Kyle Juszczyk. You also had other big news this week.
Yeah.
Second ESPN article has been posted.
Bingo.
Oh, I messed this up. Bad producer, Ariel. Second article has been posted. Men's college basketball betting, conference winners, and value plays. What's the difference between what we showed last week and this article this week?
Last week was national title winners. So this week is the regular season conference winners. I gave you a bet, like one of the favorites, and then I gave you a value bet on each one. It was a really fun column to put together. Listen, all the years
Did you go through every conference or just the Power Five?
Power Fives, just Power Fives.
Yeah.
Big ones. I didn't go through every conference. Although I could tell you who's going to win the Atlantic Sun and Conference USA if you wanted to know. But that's neither here nor there. So, listen, I mean, the writing thing's been great.
Give us one from the article.
I will tell you that in the SEC, Vanderbilt obviously to win the conference, but if they trip up, I think Arkansas is really live. This is a typical John Calipari team that's young and energetic and fast. Their backcourt guards are averaging better than 40% from 3. If Vanderbilt trips up at some point, Arkansas, from a price standpoint, at better than 7-1 right now, is a great value to go out and win the regular season title.
I love it. And one more basketball question for you, because I ignored him the last time and he was mad about it. Shawn Michael not only said he knows now how to piss you off and is going to go comment a bear paw on every single, actually he'll probably comment the Knicks on every single one of your Instagram posts. He wants to know how you felt about the Knicks when they got blown out by the Pistons.
I actually kind of expected it. Well, here's the thing. Like, I mean, there are certain situational spots, right, that I look at with the Knicks, and that was one of them against the Pistons I didn't like. We all thought that I thought the Knicks were going to beat the Sixers the previous game out after the way they got kind of their offense was non-existent during the Hawks. And so I just didn't like the spot against the Pistons. I played the Pistons that night, as a matter of fact. It was sort of an emotional hedge, if you will. But
Sean doesn't believe you.
Oh, you can go back and check. You can check with Brian Power on the Morning Wager. We discussed that game.
Oh, Sean. Stop trolling Mark. He didn't do anything to you.
It's okay. I can handle it. Trust me. That January 5th game, that was the first day of the Morning Wager that came back on Wager Talk and Picks and Parlays. And we discussed that game, and I told Brian Power I actually like the Pistons. So,
what do you think of those Knicks this year? I know they're the front runner right now to win the East on FanDuel.
Yeah, I mean, look, I wonder again with a team like the Pistons, it's like, are the Knicks objectively better than them? Yeah, I think so. But could they lose to them in a series? Yeah. And the Knicks got to figure out a way to start winning games on the road. Like, that's the most troubling thing to me. When you're 8-10 on the road, I mean, MSG is great and the advantage is great, but you got to be able to win road playoff games. And so I think that they'll be there in the end. It's just a question of what draw do they get, through the NBA playoffs in the Eastern Conference. And they can only beat themselves. I don't really think there's another team that can beat them outright. If they play their game, they can only beat themselves. And I think they're good enough to do it. But
if they stay healthy, especially Josh Hart.
I'm not getting involved monetarily. It's too much.
No, not in the Knicks. That's silly. Then you'll really hate them. Mark Zinno, thanks as always for coming on the show. Check him out over at ESPN.com and his college basketball article that was just posted over there. Men's college basketball betting, conference winners, and value plays. Where else can the people find you?
At Mark Zinno on Twitter, and of course Instagram, Bears fans, at Mark Zinno.
Yeah, Bears fans. We're going to tease the Bears so that they lose by 10.
Talk to you on Sunday.
See you, Zinno.
Bye.
Oh, Bears fans. You guys really, you got them. You got them good on Instagram. But we're going to fight back. Let's fade the public. Propaganda. Let's bet on props over at BetMGM today. Donovan Mitchell over points, Tyrese Maxey over points, Miles McBride over points, Sadiq Bey. Ooh, I have a fishy on that one. I'm going to tell you in Prop Queen Edges about that one and why it's fishy. And then Najee Marshall under 8.5 rebounds plus assists. Let's talk a little Tyrese Maxey too in prop queen edges of the day. I'm going to get to that in a sec. The Hakeem's plays. First, I'll start with Maxey, and then I'll go back to the Pacers game. Interesting spot choosing between Maxey and Embiid. I like both of them today, and I didn't bet it because it's always so hard to choose. This year, the Cavs, even though they're finally healthy, they still are bottom 10 defensively, not only in points allowed, but rebounds allowed. Tyrese Maxey this year, when facing teams bottom 10 defensively, and a bad perimeter defense too. They actually have allowed what was the number? They're bottom 10 in three-pointers allowed. Against those kinds of teams, Tyrese Maxey is averaging 32.5 points, 45 PRA. At home specifically, Tyrese Maxey is averaging 32 points a game when up against teams that are bottom 10 in points allowed and threes allowed. He's averaging about 3 threes a game in that spot. How does Maxey do with Joel Embiid on the floor? Since Maxey put up 27 points, 2 threes against the Cavs the first time they played, but there was no Joel Embiid. This time, Joel Embiid's playing. This year with Embiid, Maxey's still averaging 31 points a game, going over his points prop in 78% of games. He's averaging 43 points per game with Embiid, going over in 83% of games with Embiid. Again, he's averaging actually 4 threes a game when up against bottom 10 perimeter defenses. Cleveland's allowed the 8th most threes per game. So if you like Tyrese Maxey, and again, the public is also on Maxey over points, so maybe you go over threes, maybe PRA, but maybe, I don't know. But again, the points, I don't hate it, but I just hate being on the same side as the public. It is a good spot for Tyrese Maxey tonight, and Hakeem said that also. But Joel Embiid, he also has good numbers. I wouldn't go anywhere with the rebounds. His rebounds have been not great when up against teams bottom 10 in points and even rebounds allowed. He's averaging 6 to 7 rebounds a game in those spots. His prop's 8.5, so I don't like it. I would focus more on the points. Embiid's averaging 26 points a game this year when facing defenses that are bottom 10 in points and rebounds allowed. At home, 28 points per game in those matchups. Again, Cleveland, 10th most points per game allowed, 10th most rebounds per game allowed. 51% of centers have gone over, so I would be looking at points for Embiid, but obviously you got to choose between the two. Maxey definitely seems to just have the hot hand right now. I just hate that the public's on him. Again, maybe over threes for Tyrese Maxey tonight or PRA, even though it's probably the same thing, like points and PRA, like same thing. He's got to go over in points, but his rebounds have been pretty good too in those, or assists, have been good in those spots, averaging just under 8 assists per game when up against bottom 10 defenses, Tyrese Maxey. So you could be looking in those directions for Tyrese Maxey tonight. Pascal Siakam over there in Indiana. No Benedict Mathurin. This is what I love about props.cash because it helps show us where a lot of the edges are with injuries. So I'm going to share the screen so that you guys can see props.cash. And I'm going to show you guys, where are we? StreamYard. I'm going to show you guys why that's Embiid. We need Siakam. Pascal Siakam this year with Benedict Mathurin, 2025-26. These are the numbers with Mathurin, right? Going over his assists in 50% of games at just averaging 3 assists per game. His prop's 3.5 tonight. Now look at the numbers without Benedict Mathurin. Gone over 60% of games, averaging just under 5 assists per game. So the number is really going off of what Pascal Siakam's assists are overall this year. They're not really going off of what his numbers are without Benedict Mathurin this year. Again, it used to be that Benedict Mathurin's points and rebounds got impacted because he became a more offensive player without Mathurin and became more defensive when he came in. But that kind of neutralized, and the book caught on to the points and rebounds. The book hasn't caught on to the assists yet, that Pascal Siakam is dishing the ball out more when Benedict Mathurin's out. So make sure to look at that over 3.5 assists for Benedict Mathurin tonight in the absence of Pascal Siakam tonight in the absence of Benedict Mathurin. No, wait, that's not good. Damn it, these are not Royal Locks. Bad graphic, wrong graphic. Royal Locks are coming up. This is not Royal Locks. Bad. Oh, damn it, now I'm mad. I forgot to change the title of the graphic. So I'm going to... Oh, I messed that up. Damn it. What happened there? Okay. So I'm going to go to just no graphic here because that graphic got all messed up. Ayo Dosunmu over his 13.5 points. He actually performs really well on back-to-backs. The Chicago Bulls are on the second leg of a back-to-back against the Utah Jazz. So again, we'll go to props.cash since I messed up that graphic, and I'll show you how Dosunmu's doing this year on the second leg of a back-to-back. I was like, oh, who on the Bulls is going to do well because we've got two really crappy defenses. Okay, so Dosunmu's actually gone over 58% of games anyway, 13.5 points, but look at him on no rest. 67%, averaging 14. And if you look at the last 10 back-to-backs, last 10, he's averaging 15.5 points on the second leg of a back-to-back, going over in 7 of 10 games for the Chicago Bulls. So Ayo Dosunmu over his 13.5 points definitely stands out on the second leg of a back-to-back. The Utah Jazz allowed the most points per game in the league. And guard, 64% went over in the last 10. I know that Utah's really bad against the three, but because the Bulls are on the second leg of a back-to-back, I have zero interest in that. One of my favorite trends of the day, to which I posted on X a few hours ago, Ace Bailey. It was announced that Lauri Markkanen is going to be out tonight for the Utah Jazz. Ace Bailey's prop, because Markkanen is out, already went up from 8.5 to 10.5. I'm mad because I was about to bet the 8.5, and then Lauri got announced out, and I was like, let me go, and it was already up to 10.5. But I got Ace Bailey over 10.5. So again, the cool thing about props.cash, it shows you about the injuries. So look at his numbers, Ace Bailey with Lauri Markkanen. Now look without. Woo! That's a lot of green for Ace Bailey. All 4 games. So we got to ride the trend. All 4 games without Lauri Markkanen, he's had at least 14 points, Ace Bailey. At least. Yeah, so it went up. It was 8.5, Lewis Creech, and then it went up to 10.5 this afternoon. But that's how it went up. But Ace Bailey, look at that. 14 points at least in all 4 games without Lauri Markkanen. So we're definitely taking advantage of Ace Bailey tonight without Lauri Markkanen. We got to do that. Averaging 15 to 16 points a game. And the Bulls are on the second leg of a back-to-back. Tired legs. 5th most points per game defensively this year. There's also an edge that... So Keontae George, of course, Joseph Rodriguez, you like the Queen triple-double. You're obsessed with Derek Queen. Keontae George, this number for his rebounds is 3.5, but heavy juice to the over at -160. So I wouldn't advise, even if you found a -150, -155, I don't like to bet Keontae George. I don't want to bet with heavy juice. But if you like to parlay, if you like to SGP, if you like Prize Picks, then you could look to the 4+ rebounds for Keontae George. Because without Lauri Markkanen, that key number, especially last 10 games, Utah is, I just want to get it right, on the road. 9 of the last 10 games for Keontae George without Lauri Markkanen on the road, he's had at least 4 rebounds. 9 of the last 10. So 4 is that key number, which is why you're seeing that 3.5 heavy juice to the over. I just don't like to bet on props for more than -150. And in the NBA, I really don't go past -135. Usually only strikeout props is where I would bet -145 and up. But Keontae George, at least 4 rebounds tonight. He should get 4. Again, decent SGP leg or Prize Picks lineup if you want 4+ rebounds for him tonight, if possible to catch. Sadiq Bey. Vishy line. Again, going back to the propaganda. The one I would probably fade on this list, Sadiq Bey. I was intrigued by this. Sadiq Bey's number, it was 13.5 when I saw it. That list says 14.5, but I'm pretty sure it dropped. Yes, he has gone over Sadiq Bey, 13.5 points in 4 of his 5 back-to-backs. He's actually one of the best Pelicans on the second leg of a back-to-back. I'll show you. Really good numbers, right? Second leg. Wait, I have too many tabs open. right? Really good numbers. Second leg of a back-to-back. It looks great. So why has Sadiq Bey gone over 13.5 points in 4 straight games? Why has Sadiq Bey had 16 plus points in 4 straight games? And this number is only 13.5. Explain that to me. Well, I can. So why has Sadiq Bey done so well on the second leg of a back-to-back? Who doesn't normally play back-to-backs? Zion Williamson. In games of Sadiq Bey, without Zion Williamson, hold up, scroll. In games with Zion, here. Look at the games without Zion for Sadiq Bey. Lots of green. Games with him, still a lot of green, but when I was looking at the back-to-backs, 1-1, it's a lot of green without Zion. So the sample size isn't as much, but in the last games, like, he's averaging, and then you look at the points. Just, we don't even need back-to-backs. Let's just look overall. So he's averaging 13.8, just under 14 points a game with Zion this year. Without Zion, he's averaging just under 17 points a game. So it's a big drop-off with and without Zion for Sadiq Bey. I'm staying away from that fishy line. No, thank you. I'm not fading it, but I'm certainly staying away because just looking at the average of points, sure, he's been going over, but he's averaging 3-4 more points a game without Zion Williamson, which is why his back-to-back numbers are probably so strong. One other prop that I do like in that game, Trey Murphy, under. I don't know why Marley is scratching my leg right now. I'm pretty sure this number dropped to 19.5. It's 21.5, right? It's 21.5 here, but I think it dropped to 19.5. That's where I had to bet it at. But Trey Murphy, on a back-to-back, no bueno. Look at all that red on a back-to-back for Trey Murphy. He's gone under in 4 or 5 back-to-backs, coming off a 31-point performance. He's up against a team in Brooklyn that's actually allowed the 10th fewest points per game to their opponents. I always look at that green right there, right? Oh, sorry, wrong one. The green right there. 31 points last night against the Denver Nuggets. When a player is in a matchup against pretty good defense, limiting in points allowed, coming off of the first leg of a back-to-back with a high above average game, like Trey Murphy putting up 31 last night against Denver, I always like to fade the next day. This prop is dropping as well, so under on Trey Murphy points for me tonight as well. I think I got this graphic correct. We got the Royal Locks of the day. Best bets. Royal Locks. Royal Locks of the day. Pascal Siakam to go over 3.5 assists in games this year without Benedict Mathurin. He is averaging just under 5 assists per game. So Pascal Siakam, we're taking advantage of the injury. We're also going to take advantage of the injury, the illness to Lauri Markkanen, who's out tonight for Utah. Ace Bailey goes over his points prop tonight. In all 4 games this year, without Lauri Markkanen, Ace Bailey has gone over his points prop, averaging just under 16 points a game. It also helps that he's getting a Chicago defense that's allowing the 5th most points per game and on a second leg of a back-to-back. Lastly, Trey Murphy under his points prop. He's gone under this in 4 or 5 back-to-backs this year on the second leg. And coming off a 31-point performance last night against the defense that's allowing the 10th fewest points per game, the Brooklyn Nets tonight. And after 31 last night, front leg of a back-to-back, overachieved. Second leg of a back-to-back, facing a team that's not as injured and is allowing the 10th least points per game, the Brooklyn Nets. We're going to take the under on Trey Murphy points, and that one has been dropping. I hope that you guys learned something today. I hope that we gave you useful information. If you missed anything, then you could go to the YouTube channel at Prop Queen Media. I'm going to post right now Hakeem's segment. If you missed Ski Profit, talk about the NBA best bets of the night. I will post that to the YouTube right after the show. I'll post my Prop Queen edges to the YouTube channel at Prop Queen Media right after the show. Make sure to go check it out and subscribe and like. It really helps, guys, to keep this thing going. If you guys subscribe, tell your friends to subscribe and help and like on the YouTube channel. It really means a lot. We're growing. We passed 1,000. That was my goal for 2025. Let's get to 10,000 by the end of 2026. that would be fantastic. I also have the newsletter going out. It's out already for subscribers. If you missed anything from the show and you don't want to go through the video, subscribers get everything of info that I say on the show today in an email to the newsletter at thepropqueen.com. So you can go check that out. And tomorrow I will be releasing the Prop Queen prop guide for the divisional round of the playoffs. Subscribers today did get the Prop Queen cheat sheet for the weekend. So if you aren't a subscriber to the propqueen.com newsletter, you subscribe, you automatically will get that in your inbox, the NFL divisional round cheat sheet. That's completely free. You don't even need to pay. There's 2,500 of you watching this right now, and I only have about 1,600 of you as newsletter subscribers, which means 1,000 of you did not receive the NFL divisional round cheat sheet. So make sure to go to thepropqueen.com, subscribe to the newsletter. It is free, and you will automatically, for free, get the NFL divisional round cheat sheet, which is step 1 of my process of the Prop Queen method to getting your props for the weekend. We did go 7-1 this week. Well, I went 7-1. There are a lot more props on the guide. I just select the ones that I like the best, and I bet those, which is exactly what the cheat sheet and the prop guide are meant for. Not meant to give you picks. It's meant to show you all the props that have an edge, and then you get to narrow down to your board and what you like. We'll be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time here on the Prop Queen Prod, breaking down everything you need to know in the prop world. Until then, good luck with your bets tonight.